To be with you. Just a reminder, spring 2025, and I'm going to get this wrong, but I'd rather get it wrong and give you the essence of this teaching than to not bring it here at all. Back in 2011, 2012, those of us who were on the spiritual path got ready for the Mayan calendar change, like just kind of like it was Y2K. We're like, okay, the Mayan calendar change is happening and the world's going to get upheaved, right? And that was actually the biggest of my spiritual awakenings at that time during that window in November 2011. I was in Kauai and I was with my new spiritual teacher that I picked up just at the nick of time. And I was in the birth portal in Hawaii, whatever the heck that means. So this is the funny thing about me. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but might as well be in the birth portal. So I'm in this Lemurian birth portal that I don't know. I don't know what that is. And I'm there and I feel it. And I feel like I'm in different dimensions of space. This is my woo-woo period of spiritual development. As of now, I'm a boots on the ground kind of spiritualist, like integrating all of these spiritual and yogic concepts into mental health. But at the time, I was like blowing open my upper chakras. And so we were all preparing. And for me, I got activated at that point. Truly, I hit the ground running and like became a yoga teacher and then a meditation teacher and then started training yoga and meditation teachers and then started helping people with law of attraction and then started healing people with trauma, right? So wop, 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 wop. Okay, so that happens. But what they said was that it would take years for the integration and the actual shift at that time. All that to say that this spring is really when the energies are hitting and integrating into our planet, and we can see it everywhere in the chaos. But underneath the chaos are the rumblings of the deepest awakening that's happening on this planet. And I think it's important to recognize that there are three energies of the divine from the yogic perspective. There are the destructive energies that tills the fields and pulls out everything that needs to be pulled out. There are the creative energies of the divine that births, and there are these sustaining energies. And if you're into the yogic path, it's Shiva, Durga, Kali are the destructive energies, and the creator is Rama and Saraswati energy, and the sustainer is Vishnu and Lakshmi energy. And so there must be a certain level of destruction that happens, the tilling of the fields, before we can plant the seeds and grow and sustain. And that's what I see when I look out into the world right now, is like the shakeup of the foundation with the new frequencies that are really getting locked into the planet. So it's not all rainbows and bunnies. It's a lot of disruption, but in the disruption comes such sacred gifts. I know I was fully activated, and that's why we're doing the Childhood Trauma Foundation retreat this summer in New York on the activation and integration of these energies, because the spring is the time now where all of these 2012 experiences and energies are getting really anchored in. And if you don't believe in that kind of thing, that's totally okay, but your body is probably feeling the intensity. So either way, whether that intellectual understanding, that spiritual woo-woo resonates or not, doesn't matter, because the answer is still the same in terms of what we do. We have to have a regulated nervous system. We have to spend a lot of time in nature, whether you're near the ocean or near the woods, scheduling that in regularly. I myself get to the beach at least 4 hours throughout the week, either 2 2-hour times. Before, when I lived in New York, I was in the woods on a lawn chair in the middle of my backyard in the woods. So anchoring ourselves to nature, because Mother Gaia can reset our vibration. We can get the negative ions. We can really build ourselves into the first dimension consciousness. Our root chakra needs to connect with the iron crystal core of the earth. And we can't be up here in the fourth dimension all of the time if we want to create that first dimension consciousness. The earth does it like that for us. I know you know this. Epsom salt baths if you're not near any nature. But that is going to be critical for our nervous systems, for our physical body. Sesame oiling or coconut oiling. If you run hot, you're going to coconut oil. If you run cold, you're going to raw sesame oil. Those are absolutely critical points to get earth oil into your nervous system and to work with the physical body. So this is not the time to skip the self-care regimen. It's going to be absolutely critical right here, right now. And spiritually, we're just going to do a practice today where we can spiritually ground in. This is my basic meditation. It's going to be nothing new. A little pranayama to move the pranic energies through our body. Then we're working with the physical body, right? We're exercising, oiling, getting in nature. Energetically, we're doing our pranayama practice to move, to clean out the pipes of the energy channels in the body. Mentally, we're going into meditation to let the mental body go for a little while so we can get to a thoughtless state. Emotionally, we're grounding into the sacred heart so that we can feel the refuge within our hearts. And we're working with the violet flame spiritually to protect our energy field and to seal off our field. And we're working with the decrees or whatever you use to keep your consciousness in your I am presence. So, so important. I have recently kind of stopped most of my business work so I could ground for these next couple of months. I haven't been taking on a lot of new clients. My whole business went from like so much work, and I slowly whittled it so that I can rebuild myself and ground myself into these energies. So what I'm speaking is what I do. I work in ebbs and flows for this reason, so that I can pull back, go into my spine, reground, reconnect. It's absolutely critical for the work I do, but I'm guessing it's critical for the work you do if you're a parent, if you're a coworker, if you're a spouse, if you're in any field. We are the lighthouses in those fields, in those spaces. If you're here today, I'm guessing that's your role. So this is your call to action, to really commit to come back to yourself. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm like a working dog. I love to work. I don't like time off. I get like a little anxious and a little like, where do I put my energy? So when I take space, it takes me time to just even learn how to settle into the space and find my rhythm in that space. It's not like, oh, I've needed a vacation. I love my work. I don't need a vacation from it. But I do need to pull myself so deeply within so that I can be an anchor for me and a lighthouse. And we can't be a lighthouse if we haven't anchored ourselves. So, however you create that space in these next few months, whether it's blocking off a morning or creating a couple of days, a month, I strongly urge you. You'll get a high return on investment of that time. Okay, so let's go in. Let's breathe into our bellies. Let's find our normal breathing pattern before we modify it. Nice deep breath. And a long sigh. Deep breath into your belly, into your hips, and a long exhale. Again, breathing into your hips, breathing into your back. And you might need to move your body forward or back just to make space into the area where you've been holding stress. I'm rounding my back so I can get my breath into my back. Just breathe into those places in your body, creating that connection. Another deep breath into your back, into your belly, into your hips. Drawing your breath down into your torso. Another deep breath. Taking it into your hips and legs. Good, and now as you exhale, push all the energy you're ready to release down through the legs and feet into the earth. Another deep breath. So you're breathing from above or from within, and you're exhaling now through the legs and feet into the core of the earth. And I want you to just imagine you're sending roots down around the iron crystal core at the center of the earth. Good. Now, if you will, begin to draw the energies of the earth. We're using deep breaths here because we're doing pranayama while we're connecting. So take a nice deep breath and draw, sucking through the straw. Making that sound with your mouth, you'll feel the prana move up your spine from the earth. And exhale, push back down into the earth. Again, making that straw sound. This is a pranayama practice, so that's why we're making the sound and we're drawing it in like that. Exhale, push the energy back down into the earth. Again, do that with your mouth. It's called the Shitali. It's a pranayama technique. And exhale down into the earth. Now breathe in again. And take that breath and send it through your upper spine, through the top of your head. Breathing in now, using that sucking sound as you breathe from above. Breathing in and exhale through the legs and feet into the earth. Again, breathing in from above, pulling down into the body, down the spine, exhale into the earth. Making the sound, you'll feel the prana moving. Breathing again from above. And exhaling it down your feet. Last one like this, breathing from above. Exhaling into the earth. Good. Now we're going more subtle with our breath. Begin now to trace the base of the spine and begin to draw the light up the spine. Feeling your spine connected above and below. Begin to draw the violet flame into the base of the spine. Draw the violet flame up your spine into the third eye. Retain your breath at the third eye and then push the light through the top of the head and let it waterfall around you. Exhaling. This is called a closed circuit of light. Good. You might need a straight spine for this now. Inhale the violet flame up your spine. You might see it as golden or white light. Subtle suck of the straw. Good. Retain it at the third eye. Exhale and waterfall that light around you. Allow it to move into the chakras as it makes a figure 8 down your spine or through the center of the spine. Breathing the light up the spine. Retain it at the third eye at the center of the head. Feeling it pool at the third eye, the pineal. Exhale, now push it up through the crown and feel it waterfall around your body. You might feel it figure 8 down the channels. Back to the root. Closed circuit of energy, keeping one hand on top of the other with your thumbs connected. We're creating a closed circuit. Breathing in again, pulling the light up the spine. Finding the steadiness now. Retaining at the third eye. Exhale, push it up through the crown and around the body. Back to the root. Breathing up the spine. All the way to the third eye. Retain. Exhale. Let it waterfall around you. Breathing up the spine. Retain at the third eye. Now push the light even further out, 6 feet up and around you, allowing it to waterfall and seal up the outer edges of your energy field, tracing that bubble around you, securing it, fortifying, sealing your field, and exhaling it down below your root chakra, pulling it straight up your spine again. Breathing the light up that pillar of light through your spine, retaining at the third eye. Exhale, push it up 6 feet. That's how far your field goes. And as you exhale, let that light seal up your outer edges of your energy field. Continue with that. Breathing the light up the spine. Retaining at the third eye. Exhaling around you. Breathing up the spine. Exhaling around you. Good. We're going to add a mantra. So, as you breathe up the spine, retain at the third eye. Hum as you exhale, allowing the light to come back either to your tailbone or to the space below your tailbone. Inhaling so. Retain. Exhaling hum. Inhaling so. Retain. Exhaling hum to the base. Inhaling so, finding your own breathing patterns now. Retain. Exhaling hum. I am that I am. Inhale. So. Retain. Exhale hum. So. Hum. So. Hum. So. Hum. Inhaling so. Exhaling hum. Inhaling so. Exhaling hum. Breathing. Inhaling so. And exhaling hum on your own now for a few minutes. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. Just redirecting your mind into the mantra. So, hum. As you start to come back, begin to take some nice, long, deep breaths into your body. Feeling your legs and your toes, feeling your connection to this moment. And if you will, just anchor these energies through your presence and your stillness. Anchor them in, if you can, by the feeling of gratitude. That's all I feel right now. Deep gratitude for this moment, for this wisdom of how to settle and clear, for this circle and the frequency that was co-created that makes it so easy to drop in together. Recognizing from what we know through Heart Math Institute that the feeling of gratitude or appreciation, coupled with heart coherence and good heart rate variability, meaning the breath has stabilized the cardiovascular system, creates resilience in our autonomic nervous system. And that's what you just created. You calmed your mind and your nervous system. You felt the heart activate through appreciation or care, gratefulness. And that's a muscle that you can now lean on throughout the day. So thank you for doing that for yourself and the people around you. I appreciate that you did that for yourself. I know my people do. We'll anchor this in by saying, and so it is, and so it is done.